Holy smokes, folks, this is hot off the press. Now, this is from 2014, and I think it goes all the way up to 2019. But this goes to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Because you got to imagine something. I'm dealing with this circumstance in Napa County, and it feels like the weight of Napa County is pressed back against me. That they have to let this individual commit perjury in court and to win, because if they don't smear the messenger, then it reflects negatively on them. So they almost have to let her lie and deviate from their ethical obligation and the judicial canons to make this, less of a stain on them. But look at this. Dozens in CPS have criminal records. I found a more extensive look into this article. First of two parts: drug possession, domestic violence, repeatedly driving drunk, assault with a deadly weapon. Any one of these charges or convictions could lead to Child Protective Services workers removing the children from a home or force a parent to go into counseling. But all these crimes and many others appear in the backgrounds of employees of Sacramento County's Child Protective Services. Now, remember what I said. This individual was arrested for 2 DUIs in less than a year, a higher alcohol content on the second, which both of those are an enhancement. If you have 2 DUIs within 365 days, that's an enhancement. If your second DUI has a higher alcohol content, that's an enhancement. They were sentenced to 45 days in jail, diversion, all that stuff. I actually had to drive for the individual for the supervised visits because they were confident that she would try to drink and drive with her son. Her rights had been taken away. She was also arrested for selling narcotics up in Vista, California. And so that's consistent with this, because it sure feels like Napa County. I'm going to read you guys what she wrote in the court hearing, saying that I've traveled the country and kidnapped people and brought them back to California. Just crazy ass shit. And I was looking at the judge like, is this for real? Like, I mean, is this even being taken seriously? And in the response to her request, the court had stated, this is not the business right here. This ain't it. So it did not make a prima facie case, but the judge allowed for them to bring that stuff into the court on May the 15th, on the day of the hearing. That's what I'm saying. Something's not right. He completely pushed aside all the evidence that I put forward when I have newspaper articles and the professional acumen of somebody like Frank Vigil. And he said that was hearsay. What? 31 years? Runs DEA offices all over the planet, and the special agent in charge of the DEA over the city of San Diego, and he said that guy's professional assessment was hearsay. I was kind of taken aback by that. I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. So it begs the question, is Napa County doing their damnedest just to let this person get away, to include harming my son and I by allowing this individual to commit perjury? Now remember, they were lying to their employer. This individual took the stand and sent somebody back to jail for lying while they were engaged in an unsanctioned illegal relationship with Marvin Lee Mace Jr., who was an inmate that was in her custody for selling heroin and meth while he had children with him, with his wife and other people. He went to prison for 5 years, and they were sent to the halfway house where this individual was a case manager, and she was later arrested with him for committing those same crimes in Vista, California. The police reports right there, and the arrest record from the California Attorney General Office of the Department of Justice. You can't fabricate that stuff. It's right there. And the court, the family court right here, it sure feels like they imposed this divide between my son and just rip my rights away so that they can try to shut me up, so that they can just continue to keep this under the rug. So I press back. I'm going to reach out to the people who did this article and see if they'll take up the task about this one right here, because something stinks right here in Napa County, folks.